Question 9. If f of x equals the absolute of x, then the integral from -2 to 2 f of x dx equals -1, 2, 0, or 4. Solution. First, remember that if function f is continuous and even on the interval -a to a, then the integral from -a to a f of x dx equals to the integral from 0 to a f of x dx. This is a rule and we will use it to solve the problem. And this is the graph of the function f of x equals absolute of x, and the integral equals the area under the curve from -2 to 2. Note that the function or the curve passing through the point -2 and 2, 0 and 0, 2 and 2. f of -2 equals absolute of -2. Absolute of -2 equals 2. So this point is -2 and 2. Also, this point equals 2 and 2. X coordinate equals 2, y coordinate equals 2. The area under the curve equals the sum of the two areas of these two triangles. Area of first triangle equals half multiply base multiply height, and the length of the base equals 2, and the length of the height also equals 2. Also, with respect to second triangle, its area equals half multiply base multiply 2 multiply height, which equal 2. So we can calculate the area using the graph. 2 multiply half multiply 2 multiply 2. 2 because we have two triangles. Half multiply 2 multiply 2, it is the area of any of them. Half multiply base multiply height. And the result will be 4 square units. Now we will calculate the area. We will calculate the integral using the rule of integration. This rule of integration. We have the integral from -a to a f of x dx equals to from 0 to a f of x dx. f of x is absolute of x. A equals 2, so we have -2, 2, 2, and it will be 2 from 0 to a f of x dx. Note that this function, this curve, is continuous from -2 to 2. It's continuous, and also it's even. What we mean by even? The function is symmetric about y-axis. Any functions symmetric about y-axis, so it is an even function. So the function f of x equals absolute of x is even. So we can use this rule as follows. The integral from -2 to 2 f of x dx will be or equal the integral from -2 to 2 absolute of x dx. It is the same. And we continue. Equals to integral from 0 to 2 x dx from in this interval from 0 to 2, absolute of x equals x. Again, from in the interval from 0 to 2, it is positive values from 0 to 2. So absolute of x equals x. If the integration from -2 to 0, we use negative x. We substitute absolute of x equals negative x. But here, the values is positive. So instead of absolute of x, we write x, because absolute of x equals x. And do complete integration. The integral of x equals x squared over 2, and we put it's from 0 to 2, and we substitute to be 2. We write 2 multiply 4 over 2 x squared 2 square equals 4 over 2 minus 0. Substituting x equals 0, so we have this form. We have 0. We have 0. So the result will be 4 units. So the result equals 4. Question 10. The integral of 1 over x dx from e to 2e. Solution. The integral of 1 of x equals ln x. Remember that the first derivative of ln x equals 1 over x. So the integral of 1 over x equals ln x. It's from e to 2e. And then we substitute. It is equal ln 2e minus ln e. We substitute x equals 2e, and then we substitute x equals e. And ln 2e equals ln 2 plus ln e minus ln e. Again, ln 2e, it is the product of 2 multiply e. From the properties of logarithm, we can write ln 2e equals ln 2 plus ln e. And this will be equal ln 2, because ln e minus ln e equals 0. Question 11. Find the integration from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 absolute sine x with respect to x. The result will be one of these 4 choices. Again, we have a continuous even function. If you draw a curve for this function, it will be symmetric about y-axis. So it is even function and it is continuous. So the result of integration will be 2 from 0 to pi over 2 sine x dx. What is the integration of sine x? The integration of sine x will be negative cosine x. Now we substitute by pi over 2 and 0. So the result will be 2 negative cosine pi over 2. First we substitute x equals pi over 2 minus negative cosine 0. Cosine 0. And we calculate it. It will be 2 cosine pi over 2 equals 0. Negative 0 equals 0. Negative cosine 0 equals 1. And we have the negative sign, so the result will be negative 1. After you calculate it, it will be equals to. Now question 12. The integral from 1 to e squared of ln squared x over x dx with respect to x. One of these results. First, remember that the integral of f of x power n multiply f dash of x dx equals f of x power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Here we have a function f of x power n multiplied by its derivative, multiplied by its first derivative. So the result will be the function itself, power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus the constant c. Of course, n not equal negative 1. Solution. We can rewrite the integration in this form. It's from 1 to e square ln x all power 2 multiply 1 over x. It is the same integration, but this is another form. To explain that, we have a function ln of x, ln x multiply its derivative. What is the derivative of ln x? It is 1 over x. And n equals 2. So we have the same rule. We can use this rule. F of x, it will be ln x. F dash of x, 1 over x. N equals 2. So the result will be f of x power n plus 1, f of x power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c as follow, and we write it. N of x, f of x ln x power 2 plus 1, it will be 3 over 3. And we write from 1 to e power 2. Next step is to substitute x equals e power 2 first. Second, we substitute x equals 1. And the sign between the two values is negative. And we complete calculation. Ln e power 2 equals 2 ln e, and we write it. So we have 2 ln e power 3 over 3. Ln 1 equals 0, we write it over 3. And ln e equals 1. So we have 2 multiply 1 power 3 equals 8 over 3. Over 3. Again, 2 multiply ln e. Ln e equals 1. So we have 2 power 3 over 3 minus 0 over 3, which equal 8 over 3. And this is the end of the problem. I hope you understand everything. Until we meet again, goodbye and good luck.